Well, hey, you nerds in capes.
That's not the beginning.
And you guys who are sneaky.
Rogues who are sneaky.
That's whatever.
Rogues.
Yeah, I did totally dork
You totally
that.
dorked it.
Totally
No, don't you hit that button.
Okay, I won't hit that. And
Here,
you
ready?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Whether you're a guy in a cape,
Our rogue who's sneaky.
join.
Chris.
Jason.
Roger.
As we entertain the geeky.
That was weird.
It was super weird.
Hey, Chris.
Roger. Jason, how are you guys?
You all right?
I've been better.
We're all right. We're all right. All right. So we're going to start this off. Chris and I tried to do an episode earlier where we reviewed a bunch of different snack cakes, and true to fashion, our computer crashed. So Chris and I have already tried this, and I'm going to reserve what we said about it after you eat this. But this here is a limited edition Chips Ahoy. Oh, we're all going to do it.
Yep.
A limited edition Chips Ahoy Sour Patch Kid cookie.
I'm just going to go ahead and on a limb here and say that's gross, and those two things should not be put in the
I
same
want you to
snack
describe
food.
what you're seeing here first.
I don't see any Sour Patch Kids, I can tell you
Here,
that.
trade me. There you go.
It looks like
And I
sadness.
still don't really see any Sour Patch.
All
I
those-
see some color. I guess that's
Now
supposed
smell
to be.
it. Smell it.
It smells like Sour Patch.
smells like
It smells
Sour
like-
Patch Kids.
You ready? 3,
Two.
2. Oh, it broke. 3, 2, 1.
It tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Much better than I expected.
It tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's no sour in the Sour Patch.
There's when you get one
I
of
didn't
the
get any sour.
when you get one of the pieces, there's a slight sour about it, but
It's like when you not when you first put a Sour Patch Kid in, but like that 30-second mark where that sourness starts to go away, but it's just a little hint of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It tastes like Fruity Pebbles to me.
So what
Very
you thought?
Fruity Pebble-y.
Yeah.
that was the most accurate way that
I wouldn't dip
I
it in
used
milk.
to eat Fruity Pebbles. That's the only reason I know what they
I love
taste
Fruity
like.
I think we
Pebbles.
all used to eat Fruity Pebbles.
I
at
still
this
eat
time.
Fruity Pebbles.
You
I
ever
don't
mix
still
it?
eat Fruity Pebbles.
You ever mix the Fruity Pebble and the chocolate pebbles?
No, that's fucking
I'm an old
communism.
man now. I can't eat cereal. They're just sugar with colors.
Then what cereal are you
I
eating?
can.
We eat a lot of Chex. We eat a lot of rice Chex, corn Chex.
You do the
Chex.
Honey Nut checks?
No, I'm not really a big fan of the Honey Nut Chex.
Oh, I think those are fucking bomb.
I like
dude.
Honey Nut Cheerios though, and I'll eat those anyway.
I love fucking Life, Cinnamon Life.
I don't think I've ever had Life cereal in my
Okay,
life.
so it
Wait,
gets
he's not
soggy.
Mikey.
It gets soggy in 0.4 seconds. So you basically have to inhale it. Okay.
So hold on, let me follow up
0.4
because
seconds.
Jason lives a sad cereal life.
What's your? I had all the awesome cereals when I was a kid.
yeah,
I'm
but
just an
now-
adult
now-
and I can't eat those kind
Why?
of things anymore.
Why can't you eat those?
Because they make me sluggish and they sap me of energy. I just can't do that anymore. I have an adult and I have little energy to spare, so I have to conserve all of it and use it when it's necessary.
It's sugar. It's supposed to give you energy, Jason.
Yeah, well, it does do that. The problem is it goes away after 10 minutes and then you're sluggish.
What is your feeling? Like, I'm a soggy cereal guy. Like, I actually
I don't mind, yeah.
I like the soggy cereal. Like, I will purposely pour a bowl, and wait like a minute and a half before I start to eat it.
See, I probably wouldn't do that. I don't mind cereal being soggy, but I enjoy that little bit of time at the beginning when it's not.
Also the milk isn't ice cold. Like, it's just a little bit warmer than ice cold, so it just all goes.
Oh, I love ice cold milk though, man. That's my jam.
When I pour a bowl of cereal
Yeah.
and you get that ice cold milk in there, those first few bites, that's bliss right there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's basically as close to perfect as something can
the
be.
crunchy ice cold milk cereal combo, man. I love it.
Yeah, the roof of your mouth being cut open
Like
by fucking
by
Captain
Captain
Crunch. and then the
It's
film
true.
the film that it coats your mouth in for the next 3 hours.
My mouth, but it definitely my mouth would be in pain for
Oh,
a
for
good
sure.
half hour.
But it's
after
a
I
good
ate some
pain.
But the Captain Crunch was delicious.
It hurts so
Did
good.
you notice that like peanut butter crunch never did that to you? It's got to be that square little bastard.
Yeah, it's the square.
It's that square
It's
little
the square,
bastard.
Yeah, it's
You know what
definitely the square.
Okay, fuck it. You know what I found out the other day?
Huh.
McDonald's chicken nuggets have names to the shapes.
They do.
There's only 4. Did we
There's
find-
that one that looks like a
No.
little boot. Remember the boot one?
Yeah.
It looked like a boot.
Yeah, that has a name. You know what it's called?
Is it called the boot?
It's called the boot.
That's amazing.
And the-
I didn't
and the one
even
that
know
looks like-
I just pulled that out of my ass.
That trapezoid looking motherfucker, that's called a bow tie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's 4 shapes and they all have distinct. So now every time I look at a McNugget, I think
then
of
there's-
Pac-Man,
then
Inky,
there's
Blinky,
this-
Pinky, and Clyde.
The circle. We call this one
The
circle.
There is circular ones all the time.
There are.
You get
Yeah.
those ones that look like they're not quite a nugget yet.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna give you guys the names real quick. Discuss amongst yourselves.
Important things, guys. What are the names of your chicken nugget shapes?
Yeah, McDonald's.
What are the names of your chicken
Chicken.
nugget shapes?
I mean, it's the simple things in life. They're not dinosaur shaped, clearly. That would be way too fucking cool.
No.
Burger King
Here
did
we
that
go.
for a while.
They did. Well,
Burger
they
King
do chicken
did release,
fries,
well, the
too.
chicken fries were the best.
So the circle is called a ball. The oblong one that looks like a teardrop is called a bell. The trapezoid one is called bow tie, our bone. And the boot.
It's just called the boot.
Just the boot.
Das Boot, yeah.
Das Boot. Yeah.
Yeah, that is your 4 names for your chicken nuggets.
Interesting.
There you go. Knowledge is power. The more you know.
All right.
So go out into the
Are we
world.
Talk about nerdy stuff. Or
Yeah,
are we just
yeah.
gonna talk about
Time
McDonald's?
out. Don't you think, real quickly though, don't you think knowing the names of the fucking chicken nuggets is pretty nerdy?
Yeah, that's dirty, but that's not nerdy in like our way of being nerdy.
I'm a big tent nerd, okay?
Oh, okay. You got the whole.
I got the whole nerd
I mean, when
thing
the
here.
show started, we were eating on the show almost every week.
That is true.
Yeah.
Now, I remember those early shows. You guys did eat like that was like a thing you did.
Like
It was so much fun.
I did not
Frying
this.
Twinkies and shit.
Oh,
I remember
dude.
that.
Did you ever have the deep fried Twinkie?
Yeah, I've had deep fried Twinkies.
Yeah,
No,
the
did you have the
chocolate one.
chocolate deep fried
Oh.
Twinkie?
Yeah, you can get them at.
Not anymore. You can't. They're gone.
No. There's still a mom and pop restaurant that does deep fried Twinkies.
And they got the chocolate ones.
Yeah.
Not a deep fried Twinkie with chocolate sauce on it. An actual
No, a chocolate Twinkie. Yeah. There's still a place that does it. It's Concord Grill.
no
Concord Grill
shit.
still does deep fried
Looks
Twinkies.
like we're taking a
No,
trip.
they have like 36 deep fried Twinkies.
Yeah, they also have like 50 different types of burgers.
This
Yeah.
is the finest dining establishment
It
next
is.
to Lion's Choice.
It's right
It's-
there in South County,
it
and we
is.
eat there a lot.
yeah, they get it
we
at
do.
work a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we do eat it a lot.
We're doing a road trip.
Yeah, you
Apparently.
guys should. And you should let me know, because I'm in. That
You're
house
in?
is amazing.
So I actually just bought a recorder so that we can go and actually record that
oh, that's
as
cool.
we do
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
So we're
So-
gonna order a crap ton of deep fried Twinkies.
I will also say the peanut butter and jelly burger sounds gross. It's actually
But
really
It's like the
fun.
peanut butter and jelly
hot
dog.
From Dogs and Fries, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Sounded
Ugh.
gross, but it was really good.
was
And I
fantastic.
remember the time I tried one, right? I had tried so many. I think I had tried every hot dog on that menu because they were all very good in their own
They
right.
were.
And I said to the guy, he said, well, which one haven't you tried? I said, I think the only one I haven't tried is the peanut butter and jelly one, but I don't want to try that. And he said, I'll tell you what. Let me make you a peanut butter and jelly hot dog to go with your cheese fries. If you don't like it, I'll replace it with whatever hot dog you want for no extra charge. And I was like, well, I can't really say no to that deal, right?
No.
I get the hot dog I want either way, and if I enjoy the peanut butter and jelly hot dog, well, then I know I like it.
And that peanut butter and jelly hot dog was
Fucking bomb.
amazing.
The difference in what Concord does, though, is the jelly is like a raspberry jalapeno jelly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
I'd like to point out
really good.
The smile on his face as we're talking about food.
Right.
Like
I haven't
that-
eaten any dinner yet, guys. I'm hungry.
That is
I'm
some
sorry.
straight up ETG shit. Okay, that's the OG ETG, if you will.
that's what you bring to the show, Jason. All right, so Jason,
Yes.
the fuck's up with DC? I'm sorry. What the fuck's up with AT&T?
I was gonna say this is AT&T's decision for sure. Yeah, I mean Steve Geppi, for those of you who don't know, is the owner and operator of Diamond Comic Distributions, and they handle pretty much everything. I mean, if you want comic books, if you want trades, if you want toys, if you want statues, if you want pop figs, whatever you get in the nerd sphere that's not board gaming, and they even do some board gaming.
They do.
Yeah, they've monopolized everything. Go on, you can say it.
Well, no, but they haven't pushed out any other gaming distributors. If anything, most of the other gaming distributors are thriving still.
Sure.
Even during
No.
this
I'm
pandemic.
talking about solely just on the book market.
Well, yeah, I mean, but yeah, the book market for sure. But the games they sell oftentimes are related to the books,
Sure,
right?
it's-
Because
Sure.
IDW Publishing makes games.
Yeah.
And they
that's
sell
what
them
they
through
do.
Diamond.
Yep.
You know. But so he's basically created a monopoly. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no other way to say it. There used to be a time, even not so long ago in the comic industry,
90s?
yeah, not so long ago, where there were multiple distributors. But the reason Diamond exists and the reason it became so popular is because it's nice to only have to deal with one distributor. I mean, one of the things I've talked about with managers that work in the company that remember when there were multiple distributors is like it was a joke. I mean, Marvel tried it a couple of times and they failed miserably almost every time at distributing comics on their own. So it was just it's what Steve Geppi did was make it easier for retailers to only have to deal with one distribution system.
Right.
Now, do I think that's okay? No, I don't agree that that's okay. I don't think monopolies are okay. Ironically, I really like Disney, but that's because they have Marvel and Star Wars, and I like those things quite a bit.
But we can...
But we can agree they are a monopoly, and they are trying to make themselves a larger monopoly.
yeah, they are.
They want to monopolize your entertainment.
and more than that.
But
How
so,
you consume it as well.
But so Diamond closed down during the COVID-19 shutdown. We all did. I mean, well, we didn't, but a lot of places did. And it's not like they wanted to. They were forced to by their county restrictions on, what was deemed essential and what was deemed non-essential. But while that was going on, DC got impatient. And they found a couple of online retailers, and they said to us, until Diamond is reopened, we are going to start distributing comics through these online retailers. And if you want to get involved in this, here's what you can do. The problem we faced at the time is those are two of the biggest competitors to the brick and mortar retail comic industry.
Yeah.
And we, as a company, we're not comfortable giving our private business information to one of our largest competitors. So the very
He's not going
reality
to name
is,
drop it.
no. It does. First of all, I don't think I remember the names.
Mile High. Mile High was one of them.
No, Mile High was not one of them.
They were on their whole internet tirade.
No. It was two very specific ones, and I would remember Mile High.
Yeah,
right?
because Mile
High
was one of them that was trying to strike the deal.
Yeah, but they didn't get it. It was
Right.
It was two smaller online retailers that sell comics at a discount because they sell so many. Now I don't know if you guys out there listening are aware of this, but profit margins in the comic industry are razor thin. There's not a lot of wiggle room at all. So if you're selling things below their suggested retail price, you're kind of pushing out the retail stores that have to sell at the suggested retail price, or they'll go bankrupt.
Yeah.
So the very reality is, a lot of stores, most stores, were not comfortable with this idea, and I don't know if any stores in Missouri even took advantage of that. But, and the only reason is because Diamond had the comics. It was like, look, yeah, we could get them a couple of weeks early. Diamond's going to be back to shipping in 3 weeks, and we'll get those comics. So guess what? I don't need to take advantage of it right now. We just didn't. Now, DC has announced that they are dropping from Diamond distribution, and they are going to use these people as their permanent distribution companies for their comic books. And if you want to carry Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, you're forced to deal with your competitors to do that. And so some stores are boycotting this idea.
Yeah.
And are saying,
And we don't carry DC. Yeah.
we just won't carry DC then, I guess. And I think a lot of those people, it doesn't come down to support of Diamond, because retailers don't like the idea that Diamond is a monopoly, because they're inefficient.
Right.
Oftentimes I get shorted things. I mean, you guys both worked in the comic industry.
No. It's not
Shortages
perfect.
and damaged books. It's not a good system, but it's the only system we've got. And so a lot of retailers are just boycotting this idea because not only are they not comfortable giving their information to two of their major competitors, but they like only having to deal with one distributor. Mm-hmm. As much as they might hate Diamond and who they are, they like dealing with only one distributor. So yeah, Diamond's basically just, At&t is basically just giving the middle finger to Diamond.
Which normally we're okay with.
Yeah, I mean, any other time,
We're fine.
I'd be like, stick it up their ass.
But the issue I have here is you're using competitors to do so.
Yes.
yeah, that's kind of fucked.
Like,
You want to distribute for yourself? That's fine.
You're a big enough.
Open your own distribution
You're a
company.
big enough company. Okay.
AT&T could open their own distribution company.
Absolutely, and it would be done.
if AT&T and Disney did their own distributing of comics and that merchandise, Diamond would no longer be a thing.
It's true.
Like you take DC and Marvel out of the equation.
Well, then guess what you would have? You would have companies like Image and Boom that would start doing it themselves as well.
I don't know.
Or
if
they would go through
could.
Marvel or DC. I think they could.
They could, right? Because that's definitely been something that's happened, right? Smaller publishers have gone through larger publishers to distribute books. That's that has precedent.
That's not self.
Right.
Distribution.
But I think even if DC and Marvel tomorrow, Disney and AT&T said, we're going to distribute comics all on our own, I think you'd still see Image, Dark Horse, Dynamite, Boom, stay with Diamond.
Yes,
because
Diamond
it's a
would-
model they've become accustomed to.
It's easier.
Yeah,
and
it's a model
Diamond,
they've
but
become
Diamond
accustomed to.
would be.
They're also smaller publishers, so they don't necessarily have the kind of money to invest in their own distribution model.
Exactly.
Right. Now I don't know that for sure,
But
but
that honestly,
that grokks with what they do. And
honestly, if that's what happened, if like tomorrow we wake up and AT&T's like, all right, our bad, we're going to distribute ourselves, and then Disney goes, you know what?
it's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Let's do that ourselves. And now
The
Diamond.
fact that Disney hasn't blows my mind.
Yeah, it doesn't
rock
really
the
make
boat?
any sense. Yeah.
You're
why
the
rock
biggest company on planet Earth.
Well, I think what you might see that change though, not soon, but they have put Kevin Feige in charge of all of Marvel's divisions now.
Yeah.
I don't know if the listeners or even if you guys knew that, but Disney has put Kevin Feige in charge of the Marvel brand. Television, comics, movies. He's in charge of it all.
Now
So
we're
you
gonna have
might
universal continuity.
You might see a change in not only the line of Marvel comics, but how they distribute comics. Maybe Kevin Feige's got a better idea. I mean, he's done all right so far.
He made the winning model.
He's very popular with the Disney CEOs. You know, they like him.
They're like, you're the guy that signs all the checks, Kevin.
Hey, you gave us 2% of the industry. We're good.
Yeah, they like him. They're happy with him. So if he came to them and said, I think we should do this, they'd probably agree.
And I think we'd be okay with this. What we're not okay with is forcing a company to support a rival company to get product.
Yep.
A company that can turn around and say, "Oh, guess
You're
what?
cut off.
Here's why we didn't send you. We only sent you 50 instead of the 150 you asked for. Our customers ordered more than we thought. Sorry about your life."
Sure.
And it just now you're not, and not only that
I
is
didn't
you're
even think
now.
about that's a very good point. I didn't even think about that problem.
Yeah.
And now you're.
I
But
got a lot of problems with this, but that's one I didn't even think
there
of.
you go.
He's like, now I have another.
And now you're funneling money, like you as a store are funneling money directly to your
To your
competitors.
competitors.
Into your demise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the online retail
what's going to
industry
happen?
is trying to destroy the brick
Yeah, I
and
was going
mortar
to say,
retail
what's going to
industry.
happen with it? We just send them straight to your house. You don't even need to go to that brick and mortar
Yeah,
store.
Marvel tried that, and that was a colossal failure.
Marvel did it a lot, though.
That was a colossal failure.
Comic subscriptions were always a thing, and they were always a good thing for people that lived in areas that didn't have comic stores.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you lived in a rural area
Like-
that had no comic store, but you still wanted to read X-Men, damn right.
You
Get them through the mail.
You went to Walmart and you got that one issue, and you saw on the back, "Hey, here's 20 issues for $22.95."
Pay a yearly subscription
Subscription.
fee, and we'll send you this, and this.
Right, and that was great for the
And
people
you
that
get
didn't
Sports
have comic
Illustrated.
stores.
Only the swimsuit issue.
Right,
That was the only one we cared about.
I mean,
That's
like
true.
14-year-old nerds, they don't care about Sports Illustrated.
right.
No, you were jerking
cared
off.
about the swimsuit issue.
You were.
Well, I don't want to go in. I don't think we need to go into that detail.
Oh, why? Every look, the people listening to the show have done it. Maybe not to Sports Illustrated, but everyone that's listening has jerked off at one time.
Look, I don't know. I think if you were a child in the 90s that didn't yet have the age to buy porn, I think Victoria's Secrets and Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues were your porn.
Maximum Magazine as well.
Maxim Magazine wasn't around when I was a kid.
They weren't big.
They weren't big.
It was Victoria's Secret, a free catalog that they sent to your house
Victoria's
of
Secret.
women in their underwear.
Right.
God bless America.
It was Victoria's Secret, the JCPenney's catalog that came around Christmas time.
Yeah, but
Look,
the JCPenney catalog didn't have sexy underwear.
Right.
It had functional
no,
underwear.
no, it was. Look, you're 14 years old. It's not about sex. It's about there might be a butt cheek. I mean, that's
Well, that's
I mean,
probably true.
Look, the fact
Girl
is,
with a hole in her jeans give me a boner.
right? I mean, and that hasn't changed. We're 36 years old, and that still hasn't
Yeah,
changed.
that really hasn't
No.
changed. It's
You know,
funny, right?
Like we
Yeah.
control it better.
Yeah, I can control.
we
when
control
it
it better,
happens.
but we're
Yeah.
like this. Oh yeah,
I gotta really try to control it though,
yeah. But still, hole in the jeans.
and I feel bad for them dudes that have to deal with erectile dysfunction. Man, I really do.
like the
I
hole in the
feel
jeans.
bad for them dudes.
The hole in the jeans at the knee on a girl. You're like, I'm in. Like, yeah, it's just a thing.
I love you so much.
What's your name? Like, it's a thing. It's not right.
No, it's not. It's sexist.
But it's a thing, and that's who. It's not. Look, hold on. Nah, we'll have that conversation later. But what AT&T is doing by making you support your competitors is just assholeish.
Yeah, it's atrocious.
That would be
and the very reality is we're going to continue to sell DC Comics.
And the thing is this though, you're also seeing it like now you have WotC undercutting. Like WotC will always support the retailers, always support the retailers. You can buy Magic directly from us now.
Well, that's true. Not to mention, Arena has, I think, all the resources they put into Arena, not just during COVID, prior to COVID, which, COVID provided an excellent opportunity for people
Right.
to go play Arena. But even before that, the resources they were putting into Arena shows that they think it's going to be better in the future for their company to not have to spend the money to print cards physically and just print digital cards.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is this.
What do you think Arena's for? You
Yeah,
can buy packs on Arena.
No, I know.
Arena
I know.
was
For
I know.
real money.
Arena was supposed to place MTGO.
Yeah.
Like that was the original goal, and then they're like, oh wait, it's bigger than MTGO right now, and now there's a pandemic. Guess what? You can do F&M from the comfort of your own home on your tablet.
Yeah, but they were putting more money into it before COVID.
They were.
And it showed that they don't have any respect for the retailers.
No, and they don't. And it's,
Retailers that are struggling to sell their product.
Time out. I'm not going to say WotC. I'm not going to blame WotC.
Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Magic.
Hasbro owns WotC.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna
I mean,
go higher up
if you can completely
gotta
eliminate
climb the
your
corporate
overhead,
ladder.
yeah,
on who I hate because I'm
To find the fault.
right,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure
because they keep giving. Let's be honest, the real problem here is they keep giving Michael Bay work.
So yeah. So DC, you
That
suck.
guy's ruining my childhood, man. I swear.
I fucking hate him so much.
Yeah, me too.
And he's
He's already ruined Transformers and Ninja Turtles. What's he gonna ruin next?
Well, they're like, hey, what would you think if we gave you the Power Rangers? And he's like, oh, dude, I could fuck that up too. It was already bad.
Yeah, Michael Bay explosions, man.
I hate that guy.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I don't hate Michael
I despise
Bay.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay has given us great films.
I would disagree.
The Rock, Bad Boys. I'm not saying.
Look, there's appropriate times for over the top action. There's no denying.
And those movies are good.
Bad Boys is an appropriate time for
Yes,
over the top action.
and that's a good
Teenage
movie.
Mutant Ninja Turtles is not.
No, and I'm not saying that. The thing is this: Michael Bay has fucked Transformers. He fucked
Turtles.
Turtles.
I would blame him for G.I. Joe. I found out he had nothing to do with that.
No, you can still blame him. I do.
You should blame him.
Yeah, you should because fuck him. Why not? But you have to admit, like before he started molesting our childhood, he gave us some good
Steven
movies.
Spielberg did.
Yeah,
He gave us some good movies.
Don't be hating on the Jurassic Park dude, bro.
Buddy,
Jurassic Park
he
changed
did it.
my life.
Remember when he
Do you know
fucked
my rule?
Indiana
Hold on.
Jones?
Time out. Do you know my rule? I have a rule. Here's because the fact that you said Jurassic Park changed your life. I will not date a girl who was not born before Jurassic Park came out in theater.
That's a good metric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that means like that was such a life-changing event for me that you and I are not compatible on a level, and it's not your fault. You didn't choose when to be born, but we will never be on that level because you don't know what it was like to live in a world pre-Jurassic Park and post-Jurassic Park.
I remember going to
okay.
see Jurassic Park in theaters and being just fucking blown away by dinosaurs.
I think
wanna
they gave us the
I
Lost
wanna
World,
say
and that movie was
too,
bad.
you said something about Indiana Jones. You were gonna comment, and I know where you were going.
You
He was
know
going with the
exactly where I was
South Park Indiana Jones episode.
I was because I was
Indiana
going to that
Jones
Crystal
4
Skull bullshit.
It's a joke, and I blame that on George Lucas.
And
I don't
Steven-
blame Steven
Stop it.
Spielberg.
I blame Steven Spielberg just as much as George Lucas.
I blame George Lucas because he was the one that said, you know what would be awesome, Steven? If we put some aliens in there.
And do you know what Steven Spielberg said? Okay.
That's because no one tells George Lucas
No,
he's wrong.
bullshit. Steven
The
Spielberg.
prequels prove that.
No, Steven Spielberg is the only person in the movie industry that can tell George Lucas he's
There
wrong.
should have been
He
one
did it-
person on that set of the prequels when they were filming that scene where Anakin looked like a rapist that went, are we sure we want Anakin to look like a rapist?
Wait, that's your only issue with the prequels?
No. There's many issues. That is a glaring one, though, because it's fucked up.
Yeah. the
She
prequels-
literally tells him, you're making me uncomfortable when you look at me like that.
And he goes, how
And
about
as
I
she
look at you
walks
like this
away,
some more?
he grins and keeps staring. And I was just like, are we trying to say he's a rapist? Because if that's what you're going for, you succeeded. But why are we saying that?
She's just playing hard to get.
To be fair,
No, I don't think it was
to
hard to
be
get. I think
fair,
it was uncomfortable.
But she did fall in love with
it
him.
was being a sexual harasser, not a raper.
That's true.
That's true. That's
We're not going to say the two are.
But see, you want to talk about that? Well, then you can go to that scene later in the movie where they're sitting in her villa, and he's literally forcing his love upon her.
That's how love works.
That's not how love works.
If you can use the force, no, I'm kidding.
No.
Did he use the Force to make her fall in love with him?
Probably.
Oh,
He's
he
Darth
had
Vader.
suggestion.
Maybe he's Darth Vader. You know.
He wasn't Darth Vader when she fell in love with him.
You can kind of argue that
The
he was.
seeds of evil were always there.
He'd already killed those Tusken Raiders. The seeds were planted.
That's the scene right there. Okay.
That's when he turned.
Look, when you watch that scene, right? Yoda in the Phantom Menace says, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, and suffering leads to the dark side, right? So if you watch the aftermath of that scene where he's talking to Padme about what he had just done,
He was remorseful though.
he goes through all those steps in one scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the point.
At first, he's afraid for his mother's safety. That
Okay.
fear, what happened to that fear? It turned into anger. What happened to that anger? It turned into hate. He literally says, I hate them.
And then he made them
and
suffer.
I don't know why we had to do that, right? We had Yoda say that in the previous movie. And so George decided that he should speed him through the steps in one scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I don't think that's how it works.
Apparently, you don't
You
understand
can be afraid
George.
for months before that anger manifests itself.
George Lucas was like,
You can
"Hey,
be angry for years
I'm
before
gonna,
the hate
I'm gonna
manifests itself.
give myself a call back."
Yeah. That's all it was. He's like, hey, remember what Yoda said? I'm going to do it in 30 seconds.
Yep, he did too. You can watch it.
That
Goes
man
through
is-
all the steps.
That man is a genius.
And if you go by the fact that Yoda ends that by saying that leads to the dark side, well, he's a Sith right there. In that moment, that's when he becomes a Sith, not later when he cuts off Mace Windu's arm. He was already a Sith by then.
I mean, I think Jason just made the prequels better.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he made
They're not good. So.
No, I think he just made them better. And I'm going to go back and rewatch them and be like, yeah, all right.
I like these movies.
I like these movies now. Never mind that George Lucas totally fucked it
Took
up.
20 fucking years, but these aren't so bad.
It's not so bad. No.
If it takes 20 years for a film to grow on you, it's
Well,
pretty
I
shitty.
think it's funny too because there was somebody on the set that wanted to say something, but he's George Lucas. You don't say something to George Lucas. He knows what he's doing.
He's a fucking genius.
Yeah,
But I will go back. Steven Spielberg is the only one in Hollywood that can tell George Lucas no. When they were making Indiana Jones 2, George Lucas wanted to make a haunted house movie, and Spielberg's like, nah, I just did Poltergeist. I'm out. We're going to do something else.
Well, yeah, I mean the first one was a Nazi movie, so.
And the second one was not.
Yeah, the second one was the one
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, yeah.
Which is a prequel to Raiders.
Is it?
Yes.
How's,
The dates.
What is your
The dates that show on the bottom. It's the Temple of Doom actually happens before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Interesting.
If you bought when the Young Indiana Jones came out and they released the box set on VHS and they released
that.
and they released it with the movies, like if you
I
got
love
the movies,
Young Indiana Jones.
the order went Young Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Raiders, and then Last Crusade. That's the viewing
I probably just
order.
assumed that was a mistake when I was
No,
a
that's the viewing order. Next time you
It's
watch
like,
it,
look, they put my movies in the box wrong.
Put the wrong order.
next
yeah.
time you watch it, look at the date because Temple of Doom is 39.
Oh no, I believe you. I've never noticed.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Super interesting.
I also really like The Last Crusade. I know that's not a popular
No,
opinion.
The Last Crusade is the best of those three movies.
Because I like Sean Connery quite a bit.
And the way
he's
Harrison
hilarious
Ford
in
and
that
Sean
movie.
Connery played off of each other.
He's hilarious.
And he wanted to be in that movie so bad. He was filming when they were filming The Last Crusade. Sean Connery was doing Hunt for Red October. He wanted to be in Indiana Jones so bad. He was working 7 days a week. He'd go film Hunt for Red October, fly out, do 3 or 4 days there, fly back, and he compressed the schedule. Like they did the whole shooting schedule to do all those scenes on 3 weekends.
Good for
That's
him.
dedication, man.
That's how bad he wanted to be in Indiana Jones.
Dedication to movies right there.
Why
So
didn't he
speaking
show
of-
up in Crystal Skull?
Because he died.
I know,
died.
but I
And
still...
Sean Connery
They
retired
could have
from
done a
acting.
callback.
Yeah,
They
also,
did. They showed the
They
picture.
showed his picture. But also, I don't think Sean Connery would have wanted to put his name on that drag.
I don't think anybody wanted to put their name on that. Shia
LaBeouf
LaBeouf
did.
not want to put his
No,
name
no,
on
no.
it. I'm kidding.
He has said he had such a good time making that movie.
I can't wait to do
He was
number
hoping
5.
he was hoping he got to be the next Indiana Jones. That was
God.
why he
that's,
took the part.
That's what Steven Spielberg was hoping for,
Yeah,
too.
that's what Steven Spielberg
And everyone was like,
He's
yeah,
like,
no.
dude, you launched the Transformers franchise. We got this.
Yeah, no. Well, no, because Shia LaBeouf was Steven Spielberg's golden child. Like,
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg for a while was like, you're such a talent. We're going to put you... I'm Eagle Eye.
Man, he
Like-
was wrong. Man. He was way wrong. That guy's a psychopath.
You know what, though?
He's also maybe a cannibal.
He was
Because if
great.
you hear that song enough, maybe he just said, "Well, let's give him something to talk about. Let me eat some people."
He was great in Peanut Butter Falcon.
He was great in Holes.
Did you watch Peanut Butter Falcon?
No.
So it's
He was
have
also great in Even Stevens.
you watched
Remember
Peanut Butter
Even
Falcon?
Stevens?
The Peanut Butter Falcon's recent. Came out in the last year.
I don't know.
Okay,
He
so
doesn't... We
okay.
I've given up on Shia LaBeouf.
No.
Yeah.
So
He's lost his mind.
He did this movie, and in the movie, he's some prick, low-level criminal.
It
that,
sounds like a good part for him.
It is a great part for him, and he basically takes on this mentally challenged guy, a guy with Down syndrome.
Sure.
And they form this really, really beautiful friendship.
And then they commit crime?
Hold on, no, they don't. The whole thing turns into getting this mentally challenged guy to get to wrestle with some pro wrestlers.
So it's Rain Man?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
A lot like it.
I was
A
going to
lot
say,
like it.
what you're describing is Rain
Rain
Man.
Man,
You're
no.
just changing the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So if that's what this movie is, I'm out.
oh, it's great. It was
I
so
like
good.
I'll
Rain
just
Man.
go watch Rain Man again.
And listen to how bad Kmart
So-
sucks.
so
'Cause
hold
that's
on.
what Rayman taught me.
So hold on.
Rain Man taught me that Dustin Hoffman can play anything.
You
Tootsie didn't teach you that?
I never saw Tootsie.
Ah, Tootsie's good.
Yeah,
Tootsie's
no,
good.
I don't doubt it.
you should watch it. It's a good flick, and it's really heartwarming. And when you see Shia LaBeouf being kind of prickish, and you're like, dude, remember all those times that you were doing those weird art exhibits, and getting raped in public is what you claimed.
Well, sure, but if you've seen Rain Man, Tom Cruise was a dick in Rain Man too.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's just the formula. They stole Rain Man's formula.
He
Good
picks
on
up his
them.
brother because his brother got some money that Tom Cruise wanted.
Right.
He didn't even know he
He
had
was
a
a
brother.
huge prick.
He was like, "Oh, you can count cards? We're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm going to make all the money off you."
He was a huge
Wait a
prick.
minute. I'm going to get you laid by a prostitute because you've never been laid. Oh, you're going to hook me up with this girl that I actually love? Oh, thank you. You're not my brother. I love you. You burned me when I was a baby. That's why they sent you away. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. This wasn't
Supposed
like
to say
that.
spoiler alert before the spoiler.
If you haven't seen Rain Man by now,
What year did Rain Man come out?
80s.
Was it 80?
5?
Okay.
I like how we both said 5 at the same
I think
time.
it's 5, yeah.
85 or 87.
I was thinking like 91. I was way
God,
off.
you know what?
No, it's from the 80s for
Okay,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, you can look at Tom Cruise and tell that.
It was the
Dustin
good.
Hoffman kind of looked the same until recently.
It was the good Tom Cruise, is what you're saying.
It was the good Tom
It was
Cruise.
good Tom
I
Cruise.
I will
It was
be
like
honest,
right at
there was
the-
a time when I enjoyed Tom Cruise.
Well,
in that.
it was basically up until Interview with the Vampire.
88.
Well, we were close. I actually liked Interview with the Vampire.
No. I'm
I
saying
loved
it was
Interview
up
with the
until
Vampire.
that point. He was great, and then right after that,
What
he
did you make
started to
after
slip.
Interview with the Vampire?
Mission Impossible 2 came out. Short. I don't know how long after that it
Don't be
was.
hating on Mission Impossible.
I'm not hating on Mission
Those movies were
Impossible
good
2.
until the
3.
fourth one. No,
3 was
No,
bad.
3 was
Philip
amazing.
Seymour
I didn't like
Hoffman
3.
is the
I didn't
villain.
like 3.
3
You're
was better than
crazy.
2. 2 was not a good movie. 2 was bad.
The only
3
reason
was
I like
good.
2 is because I like John Woo.
Yeah,
Okay,
John Woo,
okay.
but the Dolphins, like the John Woo just did not, like John Woo I love, and his directing style I love, it just didn't fit in that
But Brian De
universe.
Palma made the greatest Mission Impossible
Yeah, the
movie.
first
and
one.
Fight me. If you say the first one is not the greatest Mission Impossible movie, you're wrong.
I think everybody thinks the first one's the greatest.
Do you
Mission
know why it's
Impossible
the
movie.
greatest, though?
Go on.
Because they don't use guns until the very end scene where
Hmm.
others are shooting at them because these are secret agents. They're not going to bust in guns blazing. That's not how secret agents work.
Except it did hit the bad 80s thing, and it was a 90s movie of the stupid catch lines. Red meets green.
Oh, the gum?
The
Oh,
gum.
the gum was amazing.
But it was amazing.
I love
But like
the
Tom
gum.
Cruise looked at the guy and was like, "Red means green." Like he doesn't know. He doesn't like if you're a secret agent and you gave the guy the gum earlier in the movie, you know the second he pulls gum out of anywhere, you know you're gonna get blowed up.
The greatest, though, was Emilio Estevez telling him about the gum at the beginning of the movie. When he said, "Hasta lasagna, don't get any on you."
Yeah, Mission Impossible was a
They're
great.
secret agents.
No, but it was.
But
I think it was
the third one was good.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Like
is
that movie,
the man.
like
right around then's when he started falling off, though,
No,
because then
when
he gets married. Hold on.
that happens in the third one.
Then he gets no. I mean in real life.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay, I'm talking Tommy.
Oh, you're talking Tom
He gets
Cruise.
married in real life. Okay, jumps
I
on
will-
Oprah's couch.
I will agree with you.
Full-blown
that Tom
Scientology.
Cruise is not why Mission Impossible 3 is great.
No, but it's still a good movie.
Philip Seymour Hoffman
Okay,
is why
fair enough, fair
that
enough.
movie is great because he plays a really maniacal villain.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
Mission Impossible 3 is good. And
I didn't
look
say
forward-
that. I said Tom Cruise
Tom
started
Cruise
to
is
fall
bad.
off.
Yeah, but I look forward to Top Gun Maverick.
I'll bet you do.
I do.
I really don't,
I do because
though.
I want to watch that movie and know what the unibrow's back. That's all I want to know.
don't give a flying fuck about Top
I like
Gun.
Top Gun, but it was never a movie that I needed to see more than once.
Look, Top Gun.
I saw it once, and it was enough.
Top Gun fits two top criteria. One, it's a great naval recruital film. 2, that's not even a word.
It is definitely a recruitment film.
Yeah, and then 2 is it is the second best chick flick disguised as a movie for men.
Yeah, it's very much a love story.
It is a
It's more a love
romance
story
movie.
than
Yep.
it is an action movie.
Yeah.
And the first best chick flick that's disguised as a man movie is For the Love of the Game.
I love that you're calling them chick flicks disguised as man
They are.
movies.
Here's the thing: you see a trailer for Top Gun, you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm going to go watch an action movie."
Yep.
That's what I'm watching, and you end up watching
You
a
know
love
who
story.
did that and really pulled the wool over our eyes was Pearl Harbor, man.
Oh, Pearl Harbor was so good. Though.
That
good
movie
flick.
didn't imply in any of the trailers that there
No.
was anything else going on but war.
Right, and then you watch, and you're like, "Wait."
And they showed us all the war in that trailer.
Yeah, and
because
it
the
was-
rest of the movie had nothing to
It
do
was
with
all
war.
love.
And it was a bad
baby.
movie. It was
All
a bad
love.
movie. Wasn't
Don't get me wrong,
who
I
was that?
like
Jerry
Josh
Bruckheimer?
Hartnett.
I think Bruckheimer did it,
Bruckheimer,
and
yeah.
it was Affleck, and yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
like
a
Josh
bad-
Hartnett.
Oh no, the acting was great.
I think Josh Hartnett is a great actor.
No, I thought the movie. I actually enjoyed that
yeah,
movie.
the movie's bad.
When they announced that Josh Hartnett was going to play the assassin in Sin City, I was like, perfect. Yes.
I love it.
When he played the sheriff in 30 Days of Night, I was like, yes.
That's a good
perfect.
movie. That's a
30
really
When
Days
he
of Night
played
is a
the
good flick.
con man in Lucky Number 11, I was like, yes.
Gotta have a body
Perfect.
for a Kansas City Shuffle.
You look one way, they look the other.
Hey, I love that. Lucky Number 11 is up there in
Kansas
movies.
City Shuffle. It's one of the most underrated movies.
Oh,
It is a totally underrated
Yeah,
movie.
it's one of the most
Totally
underrated
underrated
movies I've
movie.
ever seen.
So I recently watched, actually the other night, we watched UHF.
Oh my God, the Weird Al movie.
That movie, like,
it's so fucking weird.
it is. Every time I watch that movie, I laugh at different parts. Like,
But that's because it's so random.
It
Not
is.
to mention the fact that the first time I watched it, I was laughing so hard I missed half the jokes.
Call me Mr.
Oh
Butterfingers.
my
Like, if you
God.
nerds haven't seen, if you want to see,
UHF.
80s comedy gold,
80s comedy.
because that's what it
gold.
is. Like,
Well, that's
honestly,
not saying much.
but 80s had great comedies. Ghostbusters.
I'm not saying
Caddyshack.
80s didn't
Beverly
have good
Hills
comedies.
Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
I am saying that a lot of 80s movies had, just full-blown rape in them. Like Revenge of the Nerds, where he pretends he's the boyfriend of this girl and just proceeds to go into her room and rape her.
Yeah, there's no rape in UHF, but
That's because it's so ridiculous.
it is a fantastic movie. It's on.
If you had to
it's
describe
on
the
Prime.
plot of UHF, how would you describe it?
Here's how I describe the plot to UHF. Weird Al Yankovic is a slacker, trying to figure out his lot in life, and is gifted the ability to run a TV station.
Oh my God.
And while running,
It's wacky, man. It's a wacky
Yeah,
movie.
I've never watched it.
and it
you
has
need to.
Michael Richards, Fran Drescher.
Pretty much all the big stars of that era.
But Michael Richards wasn't because this was pre-Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's pre-Seinfeld. No, Michael Richards didn't have a big career before Seinfeld.
Right.
He definitely had a career. He was a background character most of the time, but he was in movies.
Yeah, but
he got work.
But if you haven't seen it, it's on Amazon Prime. It's free if you got Amazon. Watch it. It is a great movie.
It really is.
It is fantastic.
Dude,
And it doesn't have any of those terrible 80s things like, full-on rape.
Right.
they're like, what? This isn't normal.
Or Porky's, where they cut a hole in the shower and they stuck their dicks in it. Come on, I mean,
that scene
what are we
was
doing?
pretty funny because
it was not funny
because the big lady
Jason
comes
was
on.
so
It
uncomfortable
was not
watching
funny.
that movie.
Even in the 80s, it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I laughed because
it makes me really uncomfortable now.
Here comes the lady. She got a hold of it.
And we have
She
these
got a hold of
rose-colored
it.
glasses on too, because I'll hear people say, "Oh man, Revenge of the Nerds, that was a great movie," and I'll go, "Yeah, except for the rape."
There's been good.
Well, that's
movies
comedy
that
gold right there,
That's
Jason.
not comedy gold.
No, your reaction is the comedy gold right there.
Oh, okay.
Because
all right.
they're like, oh man, that's so much fun, and you're like, fucking rape. No context that okay, they don't know anything yet,
Nope.
and then you fucking drop this bomb, and they're like, oh
Sorry.
fuck.
But 80s movies are not as good as we remember them, guys.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
My wife had never
Oftentimes, they're
seen
not.
fucking God damn it, Back to the Future.
That's a very wholesome movie in and of itself.
It's a
though,
good
anyway.
flick.
It's trying to be a wholesome
Except
movie.
the incest.
Well,
It's not.
That's a thing.
true. That is a
Mom
thing.
was
His
creepy.
mom does try to rape him.
She does.
That there was that whole incest thing.
And
going
that
on.
whole Calvin.
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
name, Calvin? It's written all over your underwear. Where are my
I've
pants?
never seen purple
over there
underpants
on my
before.
hope chest.
Yeah, because I
Good
was
God.
hoping to get in them.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
she was creepy.
God.
Mom was kind of.
Also, how does George McFly? let me talk about this for a second.
We were gonna like
Let me talk about this for a
is why
sec.
show prep doesn't work.
How does George McFly, who was present when Marty was back in time helping him hook up with his mom, not see his son Marty later in life and go, wait the fuck a minute?
Oh,
Were
dude.
you fucking somebody else?
I
You
think
fucked Calvin Klein, didn't you? You fucked Calvin Klein.
I think he was so oblivious to everything going. Because look at how fucking Biff treats him. Look at how Biff
George
treats
McFly
him.
is supposed to be an intelligent man.
Was he?
Yes. That's why he was picked on. He was a nerd.
No.
He was a pushover.
I like to think. Look.
They didn't really paint him out to be super
if-
intelligent.
Yeah,
Hold on.
but what happens in Back to the Future creates that alternate timeline where Biff's not the bully.
That's
And
exactly
you're telling
right.
me in that alternate timeline, he then saw his son Marty and didn't put two and two
No,
together.
here's why. There's
called
a
a
show
plot
you
hole,
like.
Jason.
There's a show you love, Rick and Morty.
Sure.
George McFly is just Jerry. Jerry would not put that two and two together.
George McFly is not as dumb as Jerry.
Who isn't he though?
No, he's not
He's
as dumb
pretty
as
bad.
Jerry.
You don't want to know how dumb he is? The guy that hooked him up with his wife is his son, and he can't put two and two together. He's pretty dumb.
He's not the brightest cookie in the
and
shed.
that's your statement.
No, but I think they intentionally probably sat on the set and went, wait a minute, guys, how are we going to justify this? And they probably said, we'll just ignore it.
I don't
Like-
think they.
like he
I don't think
does.
they sat on the set and did that. I think they got on set and they were like,
Yay, let's make a movie.
We got 8 hours before Michael J's got to go back to do Family Ties. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like that's all right. Last thing we're going to talk about today is fan rage, and Jason is actually in the minority on this one. While
I'm very much in the minority.
yes, which is odd because normally I'm the one that hates stupid things. While I'm not a big fan of this, I will watch this. I'm kind of excited.
It's a stupid thing. I think it sets a bad precedent. What we were talking about is the fact that HBO and Time Warner and At&t, whatever the one you call them, I mean, they're all part of the same company now, are going to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League on HBO Max next year.
You had a dick in each hand there.
Yay!
Now,
bad movie again.
Well, yeah, that's going to be the greatest thing, is if it's a terrible movie.
It's still going to be
a fucking terrible movie.
We don't know it's a terrible movie. We haven't seen it.
We've got a pretty good idea.
It's supposed to have Darkseid. It's supposed to have Green Lantern. I mean, like, those things sound cool to me.
Fuck that movie.
It's going to be bad.
It is.
Sure.
Continue.
In any case, regardless of whether it's bad, I think it's funny if it would be bad. The shock would be if it's great. But no, the problem is...
It's so weird seeing me on the other side.
The problem is this sets a very bad precedent in the nerd world. When a multi-billion-dollar corporation starts letting its fans dictate to them how they spend their multi-billions of dollars, we have now opened the door for every fan with a loud enough voice on the internet to demand things that the studio has to bow to.
Okay, first of all, we should have been demanding better fucking movies after Batman v Superman.
But do you see how they've already
You know
started
what I
talking
mean, though.
about David Ayer's original vision for Suicide Squad?
I wish we would have got it.
Suicide Squad was a bad movie regardless.
David Ayer's original version should have been a better movie. Like
David Ayer's original version, the only difference is it had more Joker. And who liked Jared Leto as the Joker? Show of hands.
I did.
You're a terrible person.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Time out.
Jason, I want you on every week.
So I want to bring you back to a scene in that movie then. Because it was one of the most Joker scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and guess what? Jay Leto did it.
Please.
So, he's basically interrogating a man in what looked to be a kitchen. Was it a kitchen? And he's sitting there talking to the guy. This guy's maybe gonna die. And he goes, kiss my ring. Kiss my ring. And the guy kisses his ring. And he spins the guy's chair around, sits in his lap, puts his hands like this, and he goes, I could tell you meant it. That was fucking awesome. That was so fucking Joker.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but everything else is not.
Okay.
First of all,
did he choose shitty
Joker
makeup?
Is not a gangster.
No.
In any capacity.
That was their shitty. That was their shitty writing.
Am I
shitty
wrong?
writing.
Look,
Go
my
on.
name's Paul. That's between y'all. I'm just here for the ride.
The Joker is not a gangster.
Agreed.
Okay, so if you make him a gangster, you're already starting off in the wrong place.
Absolutely.
Second of all, the Joker does not love and or care about Harley Quinn.
No, not at all.
She's
the movie property.
Implies he does.
She's property.
No, that's not what the movie implies.
I know.
The movie implies that they are in love.
I am simply speaking
Harley
to the
loves
character.
Joker.
Harley loves Joker. Joker doesn't love Harley.
Right.
That's
yeah,
what I'm.
but,
that's the point I'm making.
But do
Harley does
you
love
think
Joker.
he went after her in that movie because he was like, "Up, I gotta go get that."
Yes, because
Not so much. I love her.
No.
I've got to go pick that up.
No. It's I love her because the very first thing he does when he breaks her out is embrace her and kiss her deeply.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Okay, so that's love. I'm sorry. You have implied to me that this man loves this girl. And while I don't disagree that the relationship that Harley Quinn and Joker have in the comic books is terrible, it doesn't change the fact that if you change something that drastic, that's not the Joker anymore. That's not Harley Quinn anymore. You've changed fundamentally what makes them who they are as characters.
So basically, what Jason is saying is fuck Jared Leto.
Fuck Jared Leto.
Jared Leto didn't do it. Jared Leto did. You don't say that about him.
Look, just because he gets your dick all wet doesn't mean I don't have the right to say he's terrible.
He's not the one that fucking wrote the movie. He went and did prep.
He's not the one that wrote the movie. He's the one that sent weird random items to every co-star.
Because he's a badass.
No, because he's a weirdo.
That's exactly right. You know who else is a weirdo? The Joker.
So
the Joker's not a weirdo. The Joker is a sociopath.
Like
that's
two. I have two.
And a chaos theorist.
I have
chaos
twofold response to your statement. One, director's cuts have been a thing for a very long time. Studios.
That's not what this is, though.
Right? No, but it's one of the things. Studios.
The movie was finished, released under a different director, and Warner Brothers at the time made it very clear we are not releasing the Snyder Cut.
Now,
this is Justice League. If you don't like it, sorry.
Now, I will say this though: there is a comic book movie that came out way back in the day where this has already happened. Superman 2. Superman 2.
The Donner cut was not better.
Did I say it was better?
It was worse.
But it's like this has already happened. We've already had 2 versions of the film.
I understand, but that was also the time we didn't have the internet, so that had nothing to do with fan outrage. That had to do with Richard Donner getting shafted, and Warner Brothers going, "Hey, we're sorry. You want to come back and finish your movie?"
But the Richard Donner cut happened it came out in 2000s because everyone did want to see the Richard Donner cut because there was internet rumors. There was like, this cut is so much better, and they released it as a special edition DVD. I'm not saying it was. Did I? First off, Superman 2 was a bad movie.
Yeah, all around.
All around was a bad movie.
Bad movie all around.
Like Superman 1,
so.
Yeah.
Superman 1 is good on the sense of it did some things that we never. It's good in the sense of, hey, look what they can do. Not good in the sense of storytelling.
Do you remember how they promoted Superman?
No, I wasn't alive when Superman came out in theaters. Neither were you.
But you've seen posters.
Yeah, him flying. Woo.
No,
You'll believe a man can fly.
You'll believe a man can fly.
Yeah.
Because they were doing things with special effects that
hadn't been
really
done.
had just never been done before.
And it was awesome.
Woo,
it was a
neat.
bad movie. Like, Superman's not a good movie.
No, it's really not.
It's not.
No.
First off, Superman's not a good character, but that's a debate for another day.
He's a boring character for sure.
He is boring.
But
I don't think that's a debate. I think we all just agreed he's boring. So we can
Well,
just table that.
I think universally everybody has decided Superman's a boring character. That's why Batman's the cash cow.
Well, Batman's kind of been the cash cow since the 80s, though.
yeah, thank you, Michael Keaton.
Thank you, Michael Keaton.
Because it's a more interesting character. He doesn't have every single superpower in the world at his disposal.
Well,
You're
depending-
right. He does, however, have every gadget in the world at his disposal
Yeah,
for
that's-
every situation, even if he's getting bit by a shark.
He
Boring.
does.
some shark repellent.
in the helicopter.
Fair point. Shark repellent's real.
I'm just saying. So you want to tell me Superman's boring because he's got all the powers?
Yes.
Batman's boring because he's got all the gadgets.
Okay, so what you're saying then is that I'm going to make a new DC character. I'm going to name him Jesus Christ. And he just he just wins because he wins. I'm like, no, he's the son of God. And that's it.
Yeah.
Most boring comic ever.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying it's not boring. I'm just saying if your argument for why it's boring is that he has all the powers, well, that applies
Well, you
to
know what?
Batman
I
as
didn't
well.
think it all the way through, you prick.
Just take
Thanks
the word
for
powers
shitting
out
on
and
me.
replace it with gadgets.
I like it when Jason's in these moods. It's great. Because I don't have to be. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Settlers. What's it called? Settlers of Catan.
Oh, it's just Catan.
Go fuck yourself, you ignorant fucking settlers.
You didn't ask me what I thought it was called. You asked me what it's called.
Well,
They've renamed it Catan.
Your answer should be settlers.
So, okay, the right way to phrase
That's
this.
not what you asked.
I know. So
You asked what's it called?
I was hoping your nerd wouldn't shine through,
I will
Jason.
I don't like
rephrase
Settlers
this.
of Catan.
Well, we can have that
Yeah, if
argument
people
later.
are like, hey, we're going to get
It's a
together
boring game.
and play Settlers of Catan, I'll say the full name, okay?
Sure.
What do you normally call it at that point?
I mean, I would say Settlers of Catan
Okay.
because that's what
It's acceptable. It's acceptable.
accept
But the
that
reality
answer.
is, like I said, it's a boring game. I don't like resource management games. They're boring.
Sure. Nobody asked if you loved it.
Yeah, first off, you're wrong, but that's okay. You
Okay.
can be wrong. Settlers is a
I'm not
fun
saying
game.
I'm not saying that certain resource management games are fun. I liked Lords of Waterdeep. I thought that was a really fun game, and it was a resource management game. But Settlers just, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe it's because the things that I'm managing are like sheep and hay and wood. And,
Sheep are delicious.
Food,
But it's just boring.
Food,
It's just boring.
shelter. You're managing people.
Sure. It's just
You're
boring.
making sure you're
Jason's like, I don't want to manage people.
It's just boring.
I want to manage loot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're okay, you're at the end of the day you're against fan outrage.
I'm not against fan outrage. It's fine to be outraged if you're a nerd because there's a lot to be outraged about when it comes to the nerd community.
want to talk to you.
But the very real reality is when we start letting the fans dictate what we do as a business, we have walked down a path that I don't know if we can walk back from.
Except, okay, so on the flip side, I'm going to play devil's advocate here because one, I don't really care about Justice League. I don't. But I will say this: I'm a company. All right, I release a product. I make money off that product. You tell me, hey, I want a chocolate-covered version of that product. I invest the money in making the chocolate-covered version of the product you've already spent money on once, twice, maybe 3 times, like you in an in-game. I release this product after spending the money on it, and you consume it again?
No, they're going to sell a lot of HBO Max subscriptions because of this.
Yes.
That release, the Snyder Cut group became very large before it ended. Very large.
That
they
it
were
did.
so large that they had pooled their money to hire a private plane to fly a Release the Snyder Cut banner over San Diego Comic-Con last year. That's how big that group got. So I'm not denying
they're going to make money off this.
I'm not denying that they're going to make profit. The problem is you cannot let fans dictate to you how you run your business. That's the bad precedent. Whatever the product is, it doesn't matter. You can't let fans dictate how you run your business.
But you can. And that's
Well,
how,
they are.
That's how capitalism works. The consumers want something, I'm going to give it to them.
Right, but if they get that thing and then they say, you know what, I think I'd prefer that thing this way, you're just going to go ahead and do that?
Am I going to get a return on my investment?
Maybe.
There you go.
I mean, HBO Max
Are
subscriptions is a
people
big
going to
return.
keep their HBO Max
Doesn't matter.
subscriptions
Doesn't
is
matter.
the
I've already
problem.
made my money.
Are you going to get the influx?
Are you going to continue making money from those people?
So-
or are they going to buy it for a month, watch the Snyder Cut, and then drop it?
So you know what most people are going to do? Buy it and forget about it.
Yeah, like
Like
my
you
CBS
do with
All.
every single fucking subscription.
Yeah.
See,
Like my CBS
I
All
guess
Access
maybe
account.
I'm weird, right?
Yes.
Because I use my HBO account. I use your CBS account.
You can't right now. You can't right now.
Well, I haven't used it in
I
a
got to switch
while.
that credit card information over.
I used it in a while.
use your
But when I had
CBS.
it after Picard, I started watching Twilight Zone, the new Twilight Zone. It's good. It's very cool.
Yeah, I have CBS All Access for Star Trek, and when Star Trek's not on, I'm like, The sad part is,
Did you like old Twilight Zone?
yeah,
You should watch old Twilight Zone.
I'm not gonna.
It's really good.
I have so much limited time in my daily life to watch shows.
Missing out.
I'm not saying I'm not, and maybe one day in the future I will sit down and watch the new Twilight. But I've got
Well,
other things I have to watch
It's
first.
it's
I'm
a
getting
different
ready-
show, right?
I'm getting
I
ready-
would say watch the first episode. If you don't like it, you're probably not going to like any of it.
I'm getting ready to
Fair
embark on a 50-year journey of a TV show. I ain't got time for Twilight Zone right now.
First of all, you're not embarking on all 50 years of the show.
Well, if I'm starting, I'm watching it all.
You can't watch it all.
Why?
Because the BBC studio where a lot of those prints were stored burned down.
Well, I'll watch all that's available.
Right, I was
to
going to
me.
say, you can't watch it all, so you might as well just start where it actually was good. Look, I love old Doctor Who, but it's not good. New Doctor Who was actually good.
I was
It
going to
had
make
good
another
writing.
argument altogether.
It had good writing.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to start my Doctor Who journey here,
Oh.
here in the next week or so. So,
Sorry.
Look, like I said, I'm not saying old Doctor Who is not worth watching. It's
but I
just
will
not
watch.
very good.
I will watch old Doctor
Because
Who.
back in the day, what it was pegged as
It was an educational show.
yeah, what it was pegged
I'm
as
fine
is
with that.
educational entertainment. Right? It taught you about history through time travel.
You know what? That's cool.
No, that is cool.
That's like Arthur. And,
I learned
And
about history.
remember Ghost Rider on PBS?
Oh, Ghost Rider was the
yeah.
shit.
I'm fine
Reading
with
Rainbow and
Let me. Oh, that's another thing.
infotainment.
Hold on.
I'm in.
Time out. You hit another button of mine. Reading Rainbow. Remember I told you Jurassic Park? There's a caveat to that rule as well. If you were born before Jurassic Park, and I say ever to you, take a look. It's in a book, and you don't answer with Reading Rainbow, we're done. We are done.
Okay, maybe they just think you're being condescending.
Yeah, maybe they think you're
No,
being
that's the
condescending.
song. Take a look. It's in a book. It's Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, okay,
I
time out. If we're
can't
having a
go
conversation-
Are you
anywhere.
singing it like? Are you,
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you saying take a look
Yes.
in the book? Or are you saying take a look in a book?
No.
Yeah, because
no,
at that point I'm like, fuck you.
Right.
No, fuck that. Your
Unless
response
you
is always
sing
Reading
the
Rainbow.
song, I don't know
always
why
sing
you're
it.
telling me to
Exactly.
take a look in a
Why
book.
wouldn't you sing the song, Jason?
Why you didn't
Why
do that?
Yeah, you
when
didn't.
you said it the first
Why
time, you
wouldn't
just
First
said
time
it
you said
plainly.
it, you were like,
You know
take
what?
a look,
You know
it's in a book.
It's Reading Rainbow.
And I was like, man, fuck you, first of all.
First off, you love Jared Leto, so
You don't tell me
sit your little
you don't
ass
tell
down
me to
over there.
read
I got
ever.
someone else over here who doesn't like Jared Leto.
I think he loves Jared Leto because they have the same style.
We do.
You also have the same bone structure as Jared
We
Leto.
don't. That guy's got far superior bone structure.
No,
But that's okay.
The high cheekbones. I see
That's
it. Don't you
just
see
that's
it?
just being Norwegian, man.
Do you see the triangle? It looks like Jared Leto's triangle.
You like
Brow line and everything. man.
Chris might divorce Tara and marry you right now. Is what's going on here? If you're gonna
We
make
are.
it-
Am I getting his dick wet by
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
him he looks
if
like
you-
Jared
yeah.
Leto?
Yes.
I'm all moist right now.
yes, you notice how the table leaned up just a little bit.
Oh man.
We gotta go.
Yeah. Go to entertainthegeeky.com. It's there. You can follow all of our social media. You can read some of the sweet articles that have gone up.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and
Bill and
Ted.
Ted. Also, the Sony PlayStation announcement was today, and I have a lot of work to do tonight, so keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a hell of an announcement.
PS5.
Yeah, crazy. You can also listen to all of our podcasts. You can listen to Jason's show, Nerd News.
We got a review of the Final Fantasy VII remake going up that I did with Capuano.
Nice.
I'm actually, I talked about this on my show. I'm actually kind of tired of doing my show alone, but I haven't been able to get anybody to come over because everybody's all scared of COVID.
I know it's fucked up. Isn't
I'm
it?
not scared.
But I finally got Capuano to come over, and we did the Final Fantasy VII remake review.
Nice.
Beautiful game.
Nice.
First week in July at the table with Raj and Rev.
Yep.
Which is going to be interesting because he refused to call me Roger.
Yeah, that's. Tell
Yeah,
him. Tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't call you Roger.
No.
When I say your name, it's Roger Wayne.
That's true.
Because that's your name.
That's my
Roger
name.
Wayne's acceptable.
Roger Wayne is his name.
I know, but for the past 4 years, look,
His name's not Roger.
there's a global audience that's come to know him as simply Roger.
That's true.
Yeah, but adding the Wayne doesn't take away from that.
No, I didn't say that it did. Which is
Still Roger.
which
you
is
just add the Wayne. 'Cause
which
that's
is
his
why
name.
I said that was acceptable.
Moss the Third.
You start doing that shit, and no, that's
I
not
wasn't
even a
doing the
real
last
person.
name. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
wasn't doing
when
the last
I'm a
name.
serial killer.
Definitely,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So yeah, listen to Jason's show, Nerd News. You can also listen to our buddies Matt and Jeff, Board Game Bros. Just so you guys know, Merle's Truck Stop in Maine, $1 role-playing game, up for your consumption right now. It is no longer free.
You know what?
As promised.
You know what? Merle's Truck Stop in Maine. If you want to get your head in the right mind frame to play that game, go ahead and watch Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh my God, you're right.
I
I've
know.
watched Big Trouble in Little China in years.
That
Well,
movie's
you
so.
need to.
I do.
I know,
I've got a
it's a good
copy. I'll
movie,
send you
yeah.
home with if you
Oh, I
want.
have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I own it. I
I
just
own
haven't
it on
watched
3
it
different
in
formats.
years. Yeah.
So yeah, do all that good stuff, and then do you guys have any closing things that you need to say? Is there anything that I forgot?
I'm going to shout it out because I've been shouting it out. Check out goinfo.org because our friend Broder, who is on your other podcast,
Yep.
is doing some great stuff. He's got an actual play role-playing game that's going to be going up soon. He's done lots of interviews. He's wrote some articles. If you know Broder, you know why you should listen to him. If you don't, you should be listening to him.
Absolutely. He's been on Entertain the Geeky, and him and Roger were
I
borderline
blew
going to
him.
adopt
I
a
blew
child
him.
together.
I sucked him off that day. I was drunk,
censorship.
and I would have taken him home that night.
The most censorship I would have ever had to do on my show was because of the episode that Mike was on. And to be fair, it was because he was in an altered state of consciousness. But the reality is, when I am doing my show, I keep track of the timestamp when someone curses so that I can censor it. I like to keep my show clean. I'm not knocking that you guys don't, but I do.
He is. Jason judges us on his moral high grounds.
Have you heard me restrict myself tonight? 'Cause
No,
I haven't.
because you came down to play in the muck with us.
He's like, you look for
But-
ways to say fuck.
But I will tell you, I gave up on trying to keep track of how many curse words were in the episode I did with Mike after the first 10.
Yeah.
Because he's impressive.
And then I just, it was the first episode I ever put up that I had to put an explicit warning on.
Sometimes listening to Mike talk is like that scene in Boondock Saints. How the fuck with the fuck you fuck your fuck fucks.
See,
He's very passionate.
I disagree a little bit, just because he has such an extensive profanity vocabulary.
Right. But,
Okay,
but Mike can turn one word and use it for a multitude of reasons.
like
It's true.
all of the bad words, all of them.
Hey.
So impressive.
I have an idea.
Yep.
Roll some dice,
Roll some dice.
shuffle some cards,
Do it.
dust off the games. It's time to be nerds.
I'm in.
Yeah.
As always, stay geeky.